Jai Hind children. Today we are going to learn about angles. Let's start with close-sided figure. A closed form is an enclosed shape or figure whose line segments or curves are linked or meet in geometry. You can see in the given figures, first is triangle, second one is a quadrilateral, and third one is a pentagon. These figures are made up of lines, and you can see there is no gap in between. So starting point is meeting with the end point, and hence there is no gap. There is no gap in between these figures. What are open-sided figures? An open shape is a shape of figure whose line segments or curves do not intersect in a geometry. They do not begin and terminate at the same location. As you can see, there is a gap between the lines. That means the starting point is not meeting the end point, hence forming a gap between the lines. That's why they are example of open-sided figure. So what are polygons? In geometry, a polygon is any closed curve made up of a series of line segments. Triangles, 3 sides. Quadrilateral is made up of 4 sides, and pentagon is made up of 5 sides. And they are the example of polygons. So any figure which is made up of lines is called a polygon. Now let's learn about circle. A circle is a round-shaped figure that has no corners or edges. It is a closed, two-dimensional curve shape. The angles in a circle sum to 360 degrees. So a complete angle means it is forming a circle. A circle can be divided into small sections. The arc of a circle is a section that is named according to its angle. Now, what are triangles? A triangle is a closed two-dimensional form with three straight sides in a geometry. And here, the sum of all the angles of a triangle sum up to 180 degrees. That means, and it is also known as sum angle property of a triangle. That means in a triangle, the sum of all the three angles always measure up to 180 degrees. Now, what are quadrilaterals? A quadrilateral is a two-dimensional shape with four sides. All the following 2D shapes are quadrilaterals: square, rectangle, and so on. The sum of angles of a quadrilateral is always 360 degrees. Now, in a quadrilateral, there are four angles, and all the four angles measure up to 360 degrees. So in a triangle, the sum of all the three angles is 180 degree, and in a quadrilateral, sum of all the four angles is equal to 360 degree. What about pentagon? A pentagon is a five-sided geometric form with five angles. The sum of angles of a pentagon is 540 degrees. Hexagon. A hexagon is a six-sided geometric form with six angles, and the sum of the angles of a hexagon is 720 degrees. What about heptagon? So, as the name suggests, a heptagon is a seven-sided geometrical form with seven angles. The sum of angles of a heptagon is 900 degrees. Octagon. An octagon is an eight-sided geometric form with eight angles. The sum of angles of an octagon is 1080, that is 1080 degrees. Nonagon. A nonagon is a nine-sided geometrical form with nine angles, and here the sum of the angles is 1260, that is 1260 degrees. And the last one is decagon. A decagon is a 10-sided geometric form with 10 angles. As the name suggests, decagon is made up of 10 sides or 10 lines, and the sum of angles of a decagon is 1440 degrees. Let's begin with angles. So first we'll start with the types of angles. as you have already studied in class 4, how the angles are formed. When the two arms meet, they form angle. Depending on the gap of the two arms, we classify angles into various categories. As you look at the figure, the first one, you can see the first one, acute angle. So acute angle is smaller than 90 degree. When the measurement of the angle is less than 90 degree, they form acute angle. Right angle, as you can see, this is a right angle. And a right angle is equal to 90 degrees. When the two arms form exactly 90 degrees, they are called right angle. It forms right angle. Third one is obtuse angle. An acute angle is greater than 90 degree and it's an obtuse angle. An obtuse angle is greater than 90 degree and less than 180 degree. Always remember, obtuse angle is greater than 90 degree and it is always less than 180 degree. Reflex angle, a reflex angle is greater than 180 degree and less than 360 degree. What is a straight angle? Just see this one, yellow color line. A straight angle is always equal to 180 degree. Then only it will form a straight line. Complete angle. So complete angle means it will cover all the sides and it will form 360 degree. That's why we say a complete angle means it is forming a circle, and the measurement of circle is how much? 360 degree. Now measuring angles. An angle measured in geometry is the measurement of the angle created by two rays, or you can say two arms. Two rays or arms at a shared vertex. Now where the two arms meet, or you can say where the two rays meet, that point is called the vertex. So angles are measured using a simple geometric instrument such as a protractor. You must have seen this in your geometry boxes. A protractor is more commonly used than a compass in your geometrical items that you are having in your geometric box. You are using protractor frequently as compared to compass. The sign 0, you can see the small 0 on the top of a number represents a degree. A circle spins 360 degree and a degree is a part of that rotation since it is split into 360 equal pieces. Angles with varying degrees include 30 degree, 45 degree, 90 degree, and so on, and is written as 30 degrees, 45 degrees, and 90 degrees. Now, as you can see here, the angles made by clock at different time. Here you can see first one is representing acute angle. Second figure, second clock is representing 90 degree. That is right angle. Third clock is representing obtuse angle. Then fourth figure and the fourth clock is representing straight angle. Images, the types of angles made by a clock. On a clock, we can see various angles based on their amplitude, acute, straight, obtuse, flat angles, and even complete angles. The full circumference of the clock is 360 degree. The distance between each number on the clock is similar to 30 degree. So 360 divided by 12, since the clock is divided into 12 pieces. For example, the angle created between 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock is 30 degree. So this is how we measure angles while we are looking at the clock. I hope you have learned the various types of angles, how we can measure them, how many types of angles are there. Hope you have enjoyed this video. Happy learning.